Hi, I'm Roger Peterson. Welcome back to Pro 423. I had this really cool moment I want to tell you about. Last Wednesday, I believe, I had a couple meetings with guys after practice. So I'd been at work since, I think, 7, and I got off at 2. And went to my first meeting, happened about 3:30. Had to drive about 35 minutes to get there. Traffic wasn't too bad. But then when I got out of that meeting late, I had to race over to another meeting, which was... So I was going from DuPont to Fife. Traffic's horrible because I had to go through Fort Lewis, and then the whole mess there at I-5 and Highway 16, the construction, it just got ugly again. So I was late to my second meeting and had a great meeting with a couple of guys. But anyway, and so then I got out of that meeting and I headed back into rush hour traffic. It was probably 5:30 at this point, 5:30, and I was going from Fife to my house in Fircrest. And just horrible traffic again. And so I'm in the middle of this horrible traffic again, thinking about how I'd been in traffic for, off and on for 3 hours, basically. And I realized how calm I was. And what's crazy is that traffic is that one thing that just sort of makes me lose it. Right? When someone cuts me off, I can get, I mean, I don't go into road rage or anything, but I get all tensed up and frustrated. But anyway, I was realizing how relaxed I was in the middle of heading home, in the middle of traffic, in the middle of, at the end of 3 hours of virtual traffic, off and on. And I realized I'd never been in a situation like that and been relaxed. And it's kind of crazy because I realized about 2 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I started wrestling with my contentment, realizing I wasn't a content man in general. And some backstory on that is I realized if I'm not content, if I give off the impression I'm not content, then that tells my wife I'm not content with her, which is obviously not a good thing. I had been wrestling off and on in conversations and baby stepping forward with this issue of contentment. But last week was cool because it was like the ultimate test. Right? The ultimate test is how do you respond when you don't realize you're being watched. It's not can you prepare for something and handle it well. What happens if your reaction, right? Because your reaction talks about your heart. And so just to notice that my reaction was automatically relaxed in the middle of this traffic last week was really cool. It's the first time in my life I'd been in that sort of traffic late, wanting to get home after a very long day without being frustrated or upset. That was great. It felt good. Hey, Roscoe, come here. Come here. Want to come here? I want to show you my cat. Roscoe, come here. Come here. Do you want to come up? No, you don't want to come up? Roscoe. Funny story about Roscoe. Do I have time? Funny story. This morning, I'm leaving the house. I want to show you Roscoe, but I can't. I'm leaving the house this morning at like 5:15 to head to work. And Roscoe's at the door, wants in. He'd been out hunting. You know what cats do, right? So I open the door and look down, and he's coming in with a mouse, a dead little mouse in his mouth, heading in to show Sue, who's still in bed. So I had to stick my foot out and stop him and shoo him out the door and make sure he was outside when I left for work this morning. But anyway, so I mean, it took a long time, to see that test. But man, it's so worth it because I get to present that relaxed guy, that relaxed dad, that relaxed husband to my family. I get to be that guy, and they get to be relaxed around me. It's worth it, guys. Go to work. Keep working. Let's do it together. What do you think? Add some comments after this video. What do you think about this video? How does it relate to you? How does it encourage you? Yada, yada, yada. Let's get in touch. Let's stay in touch. Let's do this together. Bye.